What's good, y'all? It's your favorite Empress. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. This is an episode of my Empress Talks series, a part of my channel where we talk about everything from self-care to current world events. This past week has been a really interesting, reflective, and quiet week for me because of all the things happening around me and how I've been thinking about it, feeling about it. So I really took a few days to just continue to focus on work, business, and just being offline as much as possible. The world feels heavy right now. My home island, Jamaica, is currently in recovery mode, rebuild mode from Hurricane Melissa, as well as other Caribbean islands like our sister Haiti. And I feel it. I feel it to my core because it's like a childhood friend of yours being in a position that you want to help them, and also they're no longer them, but they're also like, I don't know, it's like a faint memory, but also painful because all you want to do is fix it all at once. You want to help right away. You want to make sure that it's like those things take time. Those things are gonna take a moment to pause first, which is what I'm all about. So I wanted to talk about that as well as other things today. As I mentioned, Hurricane Melissa came about in the Caribbean this past week, and there are entire communities flooded, families displaced.
Experience. I don't think we can't even describe it fully.
The building itself started to shake like it was an earthquake. At one time we couldn't see anything outside. We were wondering if it's a tsunami out there.
We gave up. Basically, you have nowhere to hide, and it's all gone.
And so everything just started to fly away?
This roof was gone.
Everything gone. Everything. That's my baby. I have to run out with my baby.
So
Nothing.
You carried him
In my hands.
This is the worst thing Jamaica ever woke up in.
Here in Black River. This is as bad of damage as you're ever going to find in any hurricane, from Dorian, Michael, Beryl, you name it.
The story is what's left standing and who. They made it through the wind, the surge, but the aftermath, that's a different kind of storm. It's the hard part, surviving what's left.
Now I'm talking about the Caribbean as a whole because this is a climate issue. For those who do not know my educational background, I'm an environmental scientist on my way to becoming an environmental engineer. So my background spans the understanding of sociology as well as the environment and areas of sustainability. And I do understand sea levels have risen because of the warming globally, thanks to Western countries like the US, China, all of them that are benefiting from overconsumption, overproduction. All of that impacts the smaller countries on the water, like Jamaica, Haiti, Dominican Republic, Cuba. All of those smaller countries and islands are impacted, and it is climate, what's the word? Climate inequality as well. I know a lot of people might not understand all the jargon I'm using, but I do want us to be mindful that this is climate inaction and be mindful of all the laws and things that have been passed in recent times by people in power and how it has impacted the environment, okay? So the Caribbean have Hurricane Melissa, we're rebuilding, doing our best. Witnessing that, I feel a lot of survivor's guilt. I did see a video about this recently by a Jamaican creator. His name is Rush Cam, and he was like, witnessing this from the stance of privilege, from the stance of being safe, from the stance of being able to continue to thrive, even though we are seeing our sisters and brothers in floods without roofs on their house tops and things like that. What are they gonna rebuild from when that was everything for them? So I was feeling a lot of survivor's guilt, experiencing that when realizing that the Caribbean and my homeland, Jamaica, is going to be in a position of vulnerability for a while. It stings because that's a place that really gave me a lot. It gave me so much, and I'm feeling like what am I gonna give her in return? Okay, we see Jamaica as a woman, by the way. That's why I said her. So it's like, what do I give back to her when she's giving me so much? And even though I don't have the funds like all these millionaires, I can continue to spread awareness, right? Okay, y'all, I'm gonna get a little closer to the camera because it was feeling a little dim back there. Now I'm gonna pivot to what's been happening here in the US where I live currently. We're still in a government shutdown. They have not come to an agreement yet on funding and whatever it may be that has them in that shutdown. So going towards the holidays, people are worried about jobs. They're worried about where their next meal is gonna come from, how they're gonna pay their rent, their mortgage, their car notes, their bills. They have delayed paychecks, delayed everything. The entire system is frozen. It's like everywhere you look right now, something is breaking down emotionally, physically, or politically, right? And I feel like globally, we're in a period of, I'm gonna say, unbecoming. Like we're recreating our realities, and physically it's apparent. We've been in periods of destabilization for a while, and we weren't seeing the physical. That's really what I believe is happening, but we're gonna keep it short and we're gonna keep it cute. So let's go to the next point that I have. I didn't vlog last week. When there's so much happening, when there's so much going on, it feels weird to bring attention to anything else. It would feel so selfish to see my childhood place, my childhood friend, my mother going through something like that and being like, oh hey, by the way, let's cook this new recipe I found. Like, it feels unfair. It feels like I have to acknowledge this first. And that's what I wanted to do in this Empress Talks. But at the same time, obviously, life doesn't stop. Realistically, I'm still applying myself. I'm still building my startup. I'm still curating my first self-care retreat that I'm gonna be having in Jamaica the end of this year. I'm still working full-time as a project engineer, trying to stay grounded in it all. And then comes the mix of anthropology, sociology, and psychology in the mix of it all, because there are certain articles going viral right now alongside all these pauses, all these dystopian things happening. It's the fact that women are tired. This past week, I saw this article circulating by a Black woman, by the way. It's in Vogue, and it was like, is having a boyfriend embarrassing? And I was like, well, hell yeah.
Girl.
However, back to the point of the article. Is having a boyfriend embarrassing? It's been circulating and women have been making lots of points. Really what I'm seeing is women are tired of over-explaining, overextending, and not having anything reciprocated, anything understood, and being left to pick up the pieces in the end regardless, because they're treated as disposable in a sense. So at this moment, what we're witnessing is the fact that women who are naturally leaders, by the way, we're leading differently. We're leading differently, we're loving differently, and we're demanding peace instead of performance. And a lot of the men, they're either upset and in their feelings, they're dismissing our thoughts, which is not surprising, or they're confused because they weren't paying attention in the first place. Women are realizing we don't have to carry everybody's baggage to feel like we're worthy. We don't have to carry everyone's weight to prove our worth. That's all it is. That's all that's happening. And I've had that movement and mindset for a very long time from witnessing how men move. from witnessing how women in my family who have been major breadwinners, I've experienced alongside them how men come into your life and straight away allow envy of your success to want to sabotage you, envy of your success to want to destiny swap with you, envy of your success to want to compete with you. It's weird, and I experience it a lot as a woman who just wants to thrive and have nice things. I mean, I grew up poor, damn, can I not want a nice house in the end? Do I not deserve to work for it and get it? Why exactly are you here, Roger? Go home. And I do want to reiterate something by Bell Hooks. My favorite book, by the way, actually it's my second favorite book. My favorite book is Fahrenheit 451. And I really like dystopian books, by the way. Bell Hooks said in her book All About Love that love is an action. It's an action where we're building with each other for our spiritual growth. When you love somebody so much, you're showing them via action, not just words. And that action has to match those words. She also emphasized that love and hurt cannot exist in the same space. So if someone claims to love you, they should not be hurting you either, because love is intentional. It's an action, and we're mindful when we're doing it. I feel like that's the shift that women are asking for, and I want that for us. I want us to actually have people who say, hey, I love you, and this is how I'm showing you it. When a man says he loves you, his action has to follow. And if it doesn't, he doesn't love you. He's just saying he does. Or he doesn't understand love. And the thing is, we're in the age of knowledge and technology, so hey, go ahead and read a book and figure it out. It's not that hard. I sat with a group of women and one man, and he basically was like, as a man, you know, my role is to provide, and if I were to have a woman who made more than me, I feel like having the conversation about how it makes me feel is weird. And I was like, why exactly is it weird for you to tell her, hey, the fact that you make more than me bothers me? And he was like, well, because I want to work to make more than her. I said, so now it's becoming a competition then? You're in competition with her. And he was like, no, but I would want to have the conversation and after that, go make more than her. I said, okay, listen, you should get to the root of that issue. Because if you want to be a provider, it doesn't matter if she makes more. Spend your money, go ahead. That's what I said. Spend your money on her, pay for everything then. I don't know what his true root issue is, but I feel like there is competition in it and there's a discomfort. They don't understand the shift that is happening with women, because currently women are out earning men. Currently women are the highest number in universities, in trade school, in gaining skills, and they don't see that we've been working on ourselves. We've been quietly doing things. We've been quietly using this new privilege, because by the way, we just got these privileges. My grandmother's generation could not open a bank account without a man present. My grandmother's generation could not tie their tubes without the yes from their husband. By the way, that's still something that's really hard for us to do without the permission of a man, without the doctor asking us to take a second guess about it. Oh, are you sure you're not gonna wanna have kids? You know, things like that we could not do without a man's yes, without a man's signature. Do you understand? So this is fairly new for us to have this privilege of getting educated, having our own money, earning close to what a man does, because we still don't, correct? So in this conversation with that guy, with a group of women, we all were confused. Like, why does he find it emasculating that in current modern times, a woman can out-earn him? And why does he think that he has to compete to again be on top of her and out her? I mean, go ahead, work harder, that's fine. But do not become competitive with your partner, the one you love, because the point of love is to make sure that the both of you are pouring into each other so that you grow spiritually, mentally, physically, in whatever way that you have the goals to grow together. You do it together in the action of love. Love is an action. And if your action is competition, you don't love me, because why are you competing with your partner? We're not in competition, we're on the same wave. I don't think men have evolved like women have. During this time, they've been complacent, they've been comfortable in that power, in that hierarchy, in that patriarchy. You feel me? Like, they've been like, oh, we're the breadwinners, we're the ones in power, we're the ones doing this. But now women are getting in those positions. We're also the breadwinners. We're also in power in certain spaces. So, like, what else do you have? What else can you do? You know, basically is what we're asking. What else can you do? Because the average woman is not the average man. Do you understand that? The average woman is a high achieving man. Let's take this seriously. The average woman does so much. The average woman is a superhuman. So for decades, we've had to be subservient. For decades, we've had to be of service because we had no choice. And currently, the wheels are turning. We're doing things differently. We're leading. We're in positions where we have a say. We're advocating. And now they have to listen. Because not only are we saying, hey, we want more, we're also showing you, unless you give me more, unless you step up, unless you evolve too, you're not gonna have me. And this is gonna cause a shift. It is gonna cause a rift, if you will. Because of course they're gonna fight back. And of course some of them are gonna be stubborn. But that is not something too hard to defeat. It's not hard. The world feels like it's shifting into a matriarch, and I'm here for it. I'm gonna end on that. Okay, I don't have the answers, and I did want to have this little discussion just to get some things off my brain regarding things happening around me, because I know we're all seeing it, and we're all thinking like, you know, what's next? What do we do? Sometimes it's okay to pause. When the world feels unstable, grounding yourself is an act of service, because peace is contagious and so is purpose. So check in with yourself, pray for who you can, help however you can, but take care of you first. That's how we rebuild, by starting within. Thank you so much for watching. I hope these topics made sense to you, and I'll definitely try to do more Empress Talks. I feel like I've been doing a lot of vlogs these past weeks. Shout out to my spatula mic. I did that because I didn't want to mess up my shirt. But yeah, I'm feeling a little bit better entering this new week. I'm gonna get active on social, so definitely say hi in the comments and let's chat about anything that I mentioned in this video today. See y'all in the next video. Bye!